On, reining, cutting, endurance, and competitive trails. They are gentle enough for lessons, 4-H and pony club involvement, and due to their steady, comfortable gait, are in great demand as therapeutic riding horses. Morgans are especially well known for their loving, kind disposition. Those who buy a Morgan often say they have not only purchased a horse, but have welcomed a new member to the family. The Morgan Horse Booth is located at Breeze for the World.
End up with a canal phone.
Yeah,
Oh, I started trying to get some check of
yeah.
I was going into him looking and I'm like,
We proudly present a feast for your eyes and ears. The unforgettable horses of Spain, accompanied by original Spanish music by the renowned Calvary Spanish guitarist and artist, Stephen String. These are the pure Spanish horses. In Spanish, the caballo pura raza española. The Spanish horse was a magnificently recognized. The breed's soundness, power, and stamina make it a choice of many driving enthusiasts. Morgans comprised a large number of entries that combined driving and carriage ability, and was the first in reining, cutting, endurance, and competitive trail. They are gentle enough for lessons, 4-H and pony club involvement, and due to their steady, comfortable gait, are in great demand as therapeutic riding horses. Morgans are especially well known.
It's supposed to hold off, right? We are. I think they're playing the Meadows music.
We proudly present a feast for your eyes and ears. The unforgettable horses of Spain, accompanied by original Spanish music by the renowned Calvary Spanish guitarist and artist, Stephen String. These are the pure Spanish horses. In Spanish, the caballo pura raza española. The Spanish horse was a magnificent war horse ridden by nobility and later became famous as the classical dressage and airs above the ground horse, and as the forefather to the Louisiana. In mid-century, the pure Spanish horse is renowned as a competitive Olympic dressage horse, a bullfighting horse, a Grand Prix jumping horse, a parade horse, a movie star, and even as a trail or cattle horse. And one can hardly imagine a more elegant riding or carriage horse. The majestic Spanish horse is so sweet and docile that in Spain, even the children ride the stallion. The Spanish horse is recognized as the father of North American breeds. From the Appaloosa to the Pasadena, thanks to Columbus and his followers reintroducing the horse to this continent. The Spanish horse is seen in the warm bloods of Europe and even the Connemara of Ireland. The Spanish horse should be of noble proportions with a wide-arched neck and a regal bearing. Height usually ranges between 15 cam and 17 cam high. Color is traditionally gray or white, with the more rare colors of black, chestnut, bay, plus a few others. The horse is born dark and usually white with age. The back is short and strong, the rib cage is deep and well sprung, thus enabling fine, elevated movement. The mane and tail are long and luxurious, often encouraging movie producers to use this horse to play the part of unicorns. The hindquarters are rounded on top with a sloping croup and a low tail set. The total effect of the horse is one of roundness. The gait of walk, trot, and canter are powerful and lively. The Spanish horse is particularly noted for its excellent trot and canter ability. In dressage, he is given extremely high dressage marks in piaffe, passage, and canter pirouette. The Spanish horse accelerates very quickly, then collects and gathers himself in supreme balance, a talent that is critical in the Hondiador, which is the fighting of the Spanish bull from a horse. To monitor and control breed conformation standards and ensure that the Spanish horse maintains its ability to be a supreme athlete, Spain controls the qualification for breeding animals. To be qualified as an authorized reproducer, Spain inspects, calls revisions, Spanish horses after their third birthday. If they qualify as reproducers, Spain issues special papers for the horse. This takes place both in Spain and other countries, including Canada. In Spain, the highest prize in breed competition is for the cobra, a group of males related to each other, all shown together to attest to the quality and consistency of the breeder's program. In Athens, at the 2004 Olympics, Spain won the silver medal in dressage. The stallion in Meadows, a pure Spanish stallion, placed 8 out of over 80 horses and obtained marks of 78.59% in the freestyle portion of the competition. In Canada, Spanish horses have won the reserve provincial championships in dressage in the last few years and will be out competing once again this year. In Alberta, Spanish horses have been part of winning first place awards at the Calgary Stampede Parade in 2004 and 2005, with a reserve placing in 2006. The only reason one does not see more Spanish horses competing in Canada is their rarity. Presently, there are only about 400 pure Spanish horses in the country, but their numbers are rapidly increasing. Today, in this ring, you have had the pleasure of seeing Alberta-bred Spanish horses and their riders demonstrating the versatility of this most magnificent breed. Please drop by and visit the Spanish Breeds for the World booth in Equifair all day.
I was supposed to be.
The horse playing.
My sister said he'd show up on that.
We proudly present a feast for your eyes and ears, the unforgettable horses of Spain, accompanied by original Spanish music by renowned Calgary Spanish guitarist and artist, Stephen Strange. These are the pure Spanish horses. In Spanish, the caballo pura raza español. The Spanish horse was a magnificent war horse ridden by nobility and later became famous as the classical dressage in airs above the ground horse and as the forefather to the Lizama. In this century, the pure Spanish horse is renowned as a competitive Olympic dressage horse, a bull-fighting horse, a Grand Prix jumping horse, a parade horse, a movie star, and even as a trail or cattle horse. And one can hardly imagine a more elegant riding or carriage horse. The majestic Spanish horse is so sweet and docile that in Spain, even the children ride stallions. The Spanish horse is recognized as the father of North American breeds. From the Appaloosa to the Pasatino, thanks to Columbus and his followers reintroducing the horse to this continent. The Spanish horse is seen in the Mont Blanc of Europe and even the Panamera of Ireland. The Spanish horse should be of noble proportions with a wide-arched neck and a regal bearing. Height usually ranges between 15 cans and 17 cans high. Color is traditionally gray or white, with the more rare colors of black, chestnut, bay, plus a few whites. The horse is born dark and usually whitens with age. The back is short and strong, the rib cage is deep and well sprung, thus enabling fine, elevated movement. The mane and tail are long and luxurious, often encouraging movie producers to use this horse to play the part of unicorns. The hindquarters are rounded on top with a sloping croup and a low tail set. The total effect of the horse is one of roundness. The gait of walk, trot, and canter are powerful and lively. The Spanish horse is particularly noted for its excellent trot and canter ability. In dressage, he is given extremely high dressage marks in piaffe, dressage, and canter pirouette. The Spanish horse accelerates very quickly, then collects and gathers himself in supreme balance. Talent that is critical in the honeyador, which is the fighting of a Spanish flow from a horse. To monitor and control breed conformation standards and ensure that the Spanish horse maintains its ability to be a supreme athlete, Spain controls the qualification for breeding animals. To be qualified as an authorized reproducer, Spain inspects all divisions. Spanish horses acted as third birthdays. If they qualify as reproducers, Spain issues special papers for the horse. This takes place both in Spain and other countries, including Canada. In Spain, the highest prize in breed competition is for the Cobra, a group of mares related to each other, all shown together to attest to the quality and consistency of the breeder's program. In Athens, at the 2004 Olympics, Spain won the silver medal in dressage. The stallion in Meadows, a pure Spanish stallion, placed 8 out of over 80 horses and obtained marks of 78.59% in the freestyle portion of the competition. In Canada, Spanish horses have won the reserve provincial championships in dressage in the last few years and will be out competing once again this year. In Alberta, Spanish horses have been part of winning first place awards at the Calgary Stampede Parade in 2004 and 2005, with a reserve placing in 2006. The only reason one does not see more Spanish horses competing in Canada is their rarity. Presently, there are only about 400 pure Spanish horses in the country, but the numbers are rapidly increasing. Today, in this stream, you have had the pleasure of seeing Alberta-bred Spanish horses and their riders demonstrating the versatility of this most magnificent breed. Please stop by and visit the Spanish Breeds for the World booth in Equifair, Hall A. We proudly present a feast for your eyes and ears. The unforgettable horses of Spain, accompanied by original Spanish music by renowned Calgary Spanish guitarist and artist, Stephen Strange. These are the pure Spanish horses. In Spanish, the caballo pura raza española. The Spanish horse was a magnificent war horse ridden by nobility and later became famous as the classical dressage and airs above the ground horse, and as the forefather to the Lipizzaner. In this century, the pure Spanish horse is renowned as a competitive Olympic dressage horse, a bull-fighting horse, a Grand Prix jumping horse, a parade horse, a movie star, and even as a trail or cattle horse. And one can hardly imagine a more elegant riding or carriage horse. The majestic Spanish horse is so sweet and docile that in Spain, even the children ride the stallion. The Spanish horse is recognized as the father of North American breeds, from the Appaloosa to the Pasofino, thanks to Columbus and his followers reintroducing the horse to this continent. The Spanish horse is seen in the warm bloods of Europe and even the Connemara of Ireland. The Spanish horse should be of noble proportions with a wide-arched neck and a regal bearing. Height usually ranges between 15 hands and 17 hands high. Color is traditionally gray or white, with the more rare colors of black, chestnut, bay, plus a few others. The horse is born dark and usually white with age. The back is short and strong, the rib cage is deep and well sprung, thus enabling fine, elevated movement. The mane and tail are long and luxurious, often encouraging movie producers to use this horse to play the part of unicorns. The hindquarters are rounded on top with a sloping croup and a low tail set. The total effect of the horse is one of roundness. The gait of walk, trot, and canter are powerful and lively. The Spanish horse is particularly noted for its excellent trot and canter ability. In dressage, he is given extremely high dressage marks in piaffe, passage, and canter pirouette. The Spanish horse accelerates very quickly, then collects and gathers himself in supreme balance, talent that is critical in rapaneador, which is the fighting of the Spanish bull from a horse. To monitor and control breed conformation standards and ensure that the Spanish horse maintains its ability to be a supreme athlete, Spain controls the qualification for breeding animals. To be qualified as an authorized reproducer, Spain inspects, called revision, Spanish horses after their third birthday. If they qualify as reproducers, Spain issues special papers for the horse. This takes place both in Spain and other countries, including Canada. In Spain, the highest prize in breed competition is for the Cobra, a group of mares related to each other, all shown together to attest to the quality and consistency of the breeder's program. In Athens, at the 2004 Olympics, Spain won the silver medal in dressage. The stallion in Meadows, a pure Spanish stallion, placed 8 out of over 80 horses and obtained marks of 78.59% in the freestyle portion of the competition. In Canada, Spanish horses have won the reserve provincial championships in dressage in the last few years and will be out competing once again this year. In Alberta, Spanish horses have been part of winning first place awards at the Calgary Stampede Parade in 2004 and 2005, with a reserve placing in 2006. The only reason one does not see more Spanish horses competing in Canada is their rarity. Presently, there are only about 400 pure Spanish horses in the country, but their numbers are rapidly increasing. Today, in this ring, you have had the pleasure of seeing Alberta-bred Spanish horses and their riders demonstrating the versatility of this most magnificent breed. Please drop by and visit the Spanish Breeds for the World booth in Equiterre, Hall A.